Hey, it's Sam, and I thought I would make a quick video about this upcoming week of May 16th through like the 22nd, and actually for the next several weeks. There's a big shift that's happening in the sky. You see Mars is going to be moving into Pisces. This is on the 17th of May. On May 17th, Mars moves into Pisces, where he's going to join Jupiter and also Venus. Venus is exalted, and Jupiter and Mars are also there. And some on my teeth here. Just ate blueberries. Sorry. And so you see Mars, Jupiter, and Venus are going to be there, and they're going to be there through the end of the week, and to like the 23rd. So this week be quite a blessed week with a lot of Pisces energy. Now, of course, Pisces is very mystical, cosmic, metaphysical, very much related to study, higher wisdom, teaching. And with Mars and Jupiter and Venus, all three of them there, it'll bring a focus on that area of life. Now, of course, if you have planets in Pisces as well, like if you have, especially your ascendant is Pisces, or the moon is in Pisces, or whatever, you're already feeling this energized quality because Jupiter and Venus are there. But it'll get even more energized once Mars joins, because Mars is really the planet of that energy, that energetic, and that quality of passion and drive and instinctive drive. Because we have a lot of things that are sort of unclear often. This thing, that thing, this thing, that thing. Wherever Mars is, we're kind of driven to accomplish that thing. And Mars is really the energy of focused intention. Sort of day to day, we wake up and we're ready to be engaged on the battlefield of life. And life is a battle. So you better learn how to fight. And I don't mean fight to destroy things, but to, what's worth fighting for, and what's your energy aligned with. So, you look at the things that you just feel like doing that give you energy through your physical body. Like you wake up and, Mars is just that enthusiasm to get out there and do something right now. When people have a prominent Mars, they're very, again, enthusiastic about things. It's kind of like that quality of children where they're sort of like wild animals, but you see all that energy they have and that passion and enthusiasm that they bring toward their, goals. And as we get older, those same, passions and energies and enthusiasms are also there. So we can experience, quite a bit of that this week with, and Mars is going to continue even if we go beyond the week. Of course, Mars is going to be there. It'll just be Mars and Jupiter into June. In fact, through June into July. I think it's right at the end of June. All right. So starting this week from May 17th until almost July, Mars and Jupiter are in Pisces. So again, like for myself, I have Jupiter there. So it's very energizing for that. But any planets that you might have in Pisces are also going to be energized. And again, they're already feeling that energy and that devotion because Jupiter and Venus are there as I record this on the 16th, or what is it, 15th? I don't know. Yeah, 15th. Venus and Jupiter have been there. And then Mars joins and really gives them a shot in the arm. So again, Pisces is that sign where we connect with something transcendent. It comes in between Aquarius and Aries. Aquarius is where we are trying to make the world a better place, right? Through Aquarius, we are aligned with culture. And it's not just about my personal empowerment, but now I want to share that. I want to connect that with culture, with different causes that I agree with, even things like politics or social movements or spiritual communities or other things like that. That's the Aquarius nature and the Aquarius energy. Of course, we have Saturn there. Now Mars was just there. But we'll feel this movement of Mars from being in Aquarius, where we're maybe enthusiastic about saving the world and politics and all of this stuff, where it goes into Pisces, where now we're more concerned with something transcendent. Again, especially for actually spiritual people, this is good because we're not of this world. We're in this world, but not of this world. And that's important to remember, particularly as this world gets more and more disappointing every day. The more of our identity that we tie up in this world working out the way we want it to, maybe it might work out for us individually, but it's hard to feel good about so many things that happen socially, even just the way we're destroying the planet, certainly a lot of political things, or, we see the rise of so much brutality around the world. It's not like it hasn't been there, but we see so much more of it now, inequities and inequalities. It's scary to look at the changes that seem to be less and less for common, normal people and more for corporations, power structures, plutocracies, oligarchies. Hard to not be despondent about those things. And if you have been, it's understandable. I have been. It's been sad to see, the last several years have just been so difficult watching. If it's not, a political situation that is just disgusting, then again, we have a pandemic, and then whether we agree or disagree with the responses to it, everybody's reaction to it, everybody's so polarized and triggered. This isn't what any of us had hoped or thought would be the case. But this is the world. And and I'm talking about this because we can feel that pain in that Aquarius part, because Aquarius is the part of us that wants it to work out. We want to see the earth healthy and people treated well, at least most of us. We want to see people have rights and be free and to live a beautiful life and all of that. People taken care of, having a cultural, and civic duty and responsibility, and, in a way that we want to see it working out, is something that we all share. And it's hard to see it. It's hard to be positive about that now, no matter who you are, no matter what side of whatever issue you're on. So all this energy in Pisces is like, well, okay, but the world has always been this way. And it has. You go back and read the ancient books, the ancient texts, they always talked about the same thing. It's not like these are new times in that regard. It's always been where the world is a mess, and the world is here to disappoint you so that you turn inward and find that which is not of this world, or that is not dependent upon this world, or dependent upon other people, or dependent upon, again, this world working out for you. It's not. It never was. And, sometimes I say these things and people feel like it's very bleak. Well, God, that's not very nice. Or especially, our children, and what about this? And what about that? What about it? I mean, we're living in a very simple epoch of time. And it's all important to us right now, like your parents and your kids and their progeny. And this is all so important to you. But go back 100 years. Everybody who was alive 100 years ago is dead. Their kids are probably 70, 80 years old. They're, and everything was so important to them. And go back 200 years. I mean, it's not that long ago. We're not that far removed from a time when everybody was just as alive as you are right now. It was just as important, just as real. They couldn't have imagined that, 2022 would happen to them. It's like us imagining 2122, but time just grinds along. Go back and look at ancient historical photographs. Time is plowed through and plowed under all of them. We might remember a few people from then, but how many billions of people have died in this, and they thought the same things about the world. They wished the world were better, or their life was nowhere near as good as ours, or they didn't have the luxury to meditate and be spiritual. Up until 100 years ago, everybody was just trying to not die by the age of 30 with all their teeth rotting out and of, scurvy or something. Nobody had any food or whatever. So we live in a blessed time where modern conveniences make it so that we can actually meditate and connect. So don't waste the time. And all these planets in Pisces and this possibility of actually being mystical, not just religious, but actually practicing what you say you believe is here. It's upon you. It's always upon you. But for this next year, it is, with Jupiter in Pisces. Venus is there now too. So again, just to reaffirm this nature of Pisces right now, this finding beauty, this transcendence, and the beauty in the transcendence. Because again, there's nothing negative. There never has been anything negative about the whole idea that you're not of this world. I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's because I had my Jupiter in Pisces. I've always been comforted by that more so than anything in this world, frankly. I mean, part of it's also I have Saturn in Capricorn aspecting it, and the moon is by itself, and a lot of Rahu energy and whatnot. So I've always been barely here caring about the world anyway. So that's just always been in my nature. It's been pretty easy for me to remember that for most of my life. I know for a lot of people it's very hard because they're very attached to everything of the world. My family, my this, oh, this is me. I'm really here. This is the whole thing. This is it. It's not it. It's never been it. Never has. Realize you've been born and you've died and you've been reborn over and over again. And you will again. If not here, somewhere else. It'll continue. There's no reason even to get sad or depressed about it. Of course, we're attached physically and emotionally to the earth. But again, these are a lot of attachments, but your true nature is beyond that. It's beyond this body. It's even beyond things like gender, man or woman, emotion, all of that stuff. Your true nature, transcendent means transcendent, like not of here, not from here. And in an authentic way, and it, again, especially if it's not just something that you believe, I'm not telling you to just believe it. It really becomes real when it's experiential, when you experience the part of your nature that is not from here. When you experience that part of your nature that is transcendent, that is not body, mind, spirit, emotion, attachment to all of this. It's there all the time. In fact, it's the thing that's keeping you alive, is the thing that's not dependent upon this earth at all. In fact, your life on earth is dependent upon that thing, that silent power at the heart of everything, that silent center that is unmoving, unchanging, without attribute. It's the source of all thoughts, emotions, consciousness, form. That's what's real. And that's the only thing that's real. It is the only thing that's real. Everything else is Maya. illusion put on top. And the illusion is so loud and so seductive. And the silent being within, the self, is very quiet. In fact, it's not only quiet, it's silent. However, it's not only silent, it is silence. It is silence. So if you can connect with silence, you're connecting with that true self. And I'm not saying it's quiet, I'm saying it's silent. Silence. And I'm emphasizing that because do you know that realm of your being that is silence? Not silent or quiet, but silence itself. You are enveloped in silence, your true nature. Right now, right this second, you have access to silence. Right now. And that silence is your true nature. That silence is free. It's unbound. It is liberation itself. It's not even liberated. It is liberation. The thing that's liberated in liberation is the ego and its bondage. And it's silence that is freedom and liberation and your true nature. It never was bound. It can't be bound. Just like silence can't be bound. How can you bind silence? It's not, there's nothing, it's not that it isn't there, it's that it's not local. It's not localized. So you live in this localized form, and you say, this localized being that is here in this time and place right now, where I'm like, my local place now is San Diego. That's where my body is sitting in a chair. I could give you the space-time coordinates. But that's not me. That's this dense jumble, as it said in the Braharanyaka Upanishad. The self has entered this dense jumble made of gunas and elements based on karma. All of that has created this emanation with fingers and eyes and a voice. So you can transcend that. In fact, it takes no effort. It takes surrender. And that's the real key to Pisces energy. Because we're like, well, what do I do? How do I do it? How do I do? What do I do? Do. And I say, the real thing is don't do. That's what you do. What you do is you don't do. It's all you're doing that is the problem. It's not doing, it's being. You're a human being, not a human doing. Yeah, we've heard that one a million times, but it's true. So just be. You want to be, just be like the cat. She knows how to meditate. Or the frog, or the toad, or the turtle. Watch the turtle. The turtle knows how to meditate. The toad, the cat. Just be. Surrender. That's the big lesson. That's the big Pisces lesson. Surrender. Surrender. Connect with that which is transcendent, which is your true nature. And rather than escape into some illusion about it, you just surrender and relax and surrender. And the truth becomes revealed, because the truth is a revelation. It's a revelation. It's not an accomplishment. You're not going to accomplish yourself. You're not going to, this is why doing something is the wrong way to see it. Because that's your ego trying to do something. What do I do? How can I accomplish my transcendent self? Right? It's crazy. How do I accomplish the thing that I already am that's transcendent? You don't do it. This is why what meditation is a practice that then allows for the revelation, for the truth to be revealed. Because the truth is already there, it's just blocked. So you need to do something to stop all of the stuff that's blocking. So meditation, for example, like with breath, mantra, or other kinds of things that people do to meditate, the techniques are to stop all of the habitual patterning in your mind that you think, oh, okay, I'll do this, I'll think this, I'm thinking this. Spiritual practices concentrate that. They take the million uncontrolled thoughts and, let's say, concentrate them into one thought, which is like a mantra. And then they align that like with the breath and these natural rhythms. And all that does is it brings you into the present moment, because right now you're not in the present. You're in time. Time is past and future, and the mind is running through that agency, that matrix. The matrix of the ego in this world is time, past, and future, whereas the reality is present, which is not in time. The present moment is not a part of time. It's a part of eternity. It is eternity. It's eternally now. And it's not linear, it's vertical. You go into the present. It's vertical, not linear. So you surrender. You have to surrender to that which already is. So the techniques help to bring silence into the moment by opening up gaps in the habitual mind. So Pisces energy is that surrender. So I'm talking about this because this is, rare opportunity to have Jupiter in Pisces. We don't have Jupiter in Pisces, but every 12 years. And Mars joining Jupiter in Pisces only probably about every 24 years, because every time Jupiter is in Pisces, Mars isn't necessarily there, because Mars takes 2 years to go around the zodiac. So every other time Mars is there, Jupiter's there, Mars probably isn't. Just if you look at the math behind it. So Mars, Jupiter, Venus that we have right now is a rare opportunity to surrender, relax, feel that beauty and that pulse of creation beyond this world. This world has always been an illusion, projection. Your true nature is beyond and much more than you can ever imagine. So that's what I wanted to say about this week. And, I hope that you don't squander the next several weeks, and particularly this week, again, with Mars, Jupiter, and Venus in Pisces. Really connect with that soul nature, which is beyond. It's not an accomplishment. It's not an achievement. It's a relaxation into that which is real and that which is present. There's no future. There's no past. It's only the present. It's only now. Now. Deeper into the now. The reason things like breath is emphasized is because you're always breathing. If you're feeling the breath move, and you're feeling that subtle movement of breath, then you're present. And when you're present, you're full. You're full of truth, because things come together in presence. In presence, there's also silence. Silence and presence exist at the same point. If you connect to silence, you're present. If you're not present, there's no silence. There's no self. There's no truth. There's only illusion. They're all simultaneous. Time is all of those things. The present is all of the other things. So relax, surrender, breathe. This moment is all there ever is, and all there ever will be in truth. But you're not in truth, right? When we're in the mind, we're not in truth. We're in time.